Hi guys, I'm here to do my web technology, fifth experiment, and the Java, the program given to us to create a Java website, to create some certain functions using JavaScript. And the first question is to create a JavaScript, write a JavaScript code to accept a string as a parameter and to find the longest word in it. And the code for that is, as usual, we start with the HTML tag and the title for it, and we call the style sheet, and the CSS is called from the lab5 CSS and external CSS, and we call the JavaScript file also into it. And the code here is, the website here is, the website has a navigation bar, and the required question can be selected from it. The code is, and we start off by creating the navigation bar, and can be created using the div class, and we give the navigation as a class name, and the corresponding for question 1 will move to page1.html, for question 2 when you click on page 1, and so on. For question 5 goes to page 1. And the first we have to give the text here to find the longest word, and the input we give is a text, and when we click on the button, on click we call the f-split off, and the JavaScript for that is here, f-split off, and we get the string from what we type using this document.getElementById, and the logic is written. We split the string first, and we declare a variable and longest and assign it to 0, and using the for loop we get the output for it. And the example is, for example, aravindweb5. Then we give check, the output is and that's the longest string. And the second question is to create a BMI calculator and to find whether the person is underweight or normal or overweight or obese. The code for it is the code here given is the CSS and the Java code. And as usual, we start off by creating all the same thing what we explained in the last. For the first question, we call the new JavaScript code, the CSS code, and the navigation bar is again created, and accordingly, and the required text, and we get in the form here our website is to create the height and the weight should be given, and for that we give the height and the weight, and on click they call calculate function, which is in the JavaScript code, and we get the height and the weight from the getElementById, and the height and the weight is given, and the required corresponding formula is used to calculate, and the output is given to the BMI, and is given to using the getElementById and the ID number, and accordingly we get is the person underweight, normal or overweight, and accordingly, and output website. In the website if the height is 6 and the weight is 65, calculate we give. Then you get the body mass index, and the body type is underweight. And the next question is following to display a web page, like for the input we give, we should get the output. For example, I'll show you the code. For example, we give 3 rows and 4 columns. We should get the output as this 3 rows and 4 columns, and the code for it is, as usual, we start off with the same, creating the navigation bar and the JavaScript code and the CSS code included in here. And as usual, we give the text inside. Input we give from the form control. Form control is given in the JavaScript code as form control. Form control and the corresponding attributes and whatever is necessary we give there. And ID we give as T4 and ID we give as T5. And the JavaScript code, we get the inputs from the main code. The inputs are given, and accordingly, for using the for loop and the math operations, we get the required output needed, and the output for that is shown here. And the fifth question is to convert from LB to kilograms or kilograms to LB, and I'll show the code for it. And the code for it is, as usual, we start off with the same thing, and input in the same we create the navigation bar and whatever is required. And next we move on to we get the we give the text required, and class we give form control, and option we either we create from kg to kilograms to lb or lb to kilograms. And on click we should call the convert of function, and the function variable value, and we convert into a float value because we may receive anything. We have to convert into float, and we get the kilograms and or the lb, and we do the calculations required, and or we get from lb to kilogram and do the required calculation, and we store the answer for it. And so for weight is 70, and it's converting from kilogram to lb. We get it 154. So 154, if you convert back lb to kilogram, we get nearly 70, and it's converted. And the next question for us is to count the number of times the coin is flipped. I'll show you the question for it. Write a Java code and to count the number of times the coin has been flipped. And the code is here, and we start off the same thing, the same lab5.cs, which is a CSS code, and JavaScript is called, and we create the navigation bar, and we give the required text, and the ID for it is coin, but and we on click we call the flipper function, and the total number of heads and the tails are saved, and the JavaScript code for it is using the math function we get, and each time we get the coin as heads, we increment and store it, and each time the coin is tails, we increment and store it, and we store the x and y value and save it. So flip, we get this a tail, then again flip, we get heads, so we get next again flip, something like that, and it goes on, and that's it. And the CSS file contains all the required div blocks and the names. Accordingly, we give the attributes for it, and it will be applied on the screen. And that's it from the video, and all the 5 questions have been shown.